Your Spaniel hunts everything. Birds, rabbits, leaves blowing in the wind. You're trying to stop it, but you're basically fighting a tsunami, and you're gonna lose. Your Spaniel was bred to hunt, as I'm sure you'll know. And that's not a flaw, that's who they are. And I'm gonna show you how to work with that instinct rather than against it. Spaniels were bred to hunt and flush. For hundreds of years, by the way. That's not a phase. And it's definitely not something they're gonna grow out of. That's just who they are. And it's not gonna go away just because you decide your pastime is a walk in the park. Spaniels, like other gun dogs, come with genetic hardwiring. But that hardwiring needs purposeful channeling into something good. A dog left to figure out how to use its genetic desires by itself is a liability. And just because a dog's got hundreds of years of genetics doesn't mean they know how to safely use them. We have to teach them how to spaniel with you. If not, they'll just spaniel on their own, and that is dangerous territory. But when you try and shut it down, you're not teaching obedience either. You're ignoring what they actually need. Your dog still has the drive, it is still there, but if you don't give them an outlet, they're gonna find one. And here is what happens when they do. They become self-employed. They start hunting on their own. They're gonna find fulfillment by themselves, and the moment that happens, unfortunately, you just stop becoming relevant. Recall doesn't matter. Loose lead walking definitely doesn't matter. Your sit doesn't matter. And that's because they've learned they can access the best thing on earth all by themselves. You're just the person taking them to access all that stuff. A spaniel that is self-employed is a spaniel that you cannot trust. Off lead, on lead, anywhere. And the biggest point of this video is you cannot fight the breed. You have to work with it. You teach them to spaniel, but with you. And this is done through cooperative hunting games. You're not just getting a ball and letting them run after it mindlessly for an hour. You're hunting together. You're the one directing the hunt. You are the one releasing them. You're the one they're hunting for. You become the source of the best thing on earth. When you do this consistently, something shifts. Your dog's gonna stop being self-employed. They're gonna stop hunting alone because the real fun, the actual fulfillment, only comes from you. You're the giver of that experience. Now, as you can see from these two here, and I have to say a massive thank you as well to all the lovely comments that I get in regards to these two and the comments that I get on other social media and things. This right here is literally the perception of value. Because I've built so much value in these dogs, they naturally gravitate to want to be with me. They're not been told to do any of this right now. This is simply them wanting to have that connection with me. They are waiting for the fun stuff that comes through me. Now, if you give your dog off-lead freedom, like you should, they are going to sniff and self-reinforce. They're gonna go off and explore, but that's just dogs. However, if you've taught them that the real fun stuff comes from you, the off-lead is literally just exploring. Not going rogue and not becoming self-employed. And because you've created a shared experience for the best thing on earth, you're gonna get something else. Natural engagement. Your dog's gonna want to listen to your recall. They're gonna want to walk on a loose lead. They're going to want to check in with you because you're not the idiot who's gonna take them to the park to be off their crack for the next 90 minutes. You are gonna be the person that makes life interesting. Right, okay, I have popped Sid away so that I can do this next segment. Basically what I'm gonna go and do is I'm going to go and pre-place some rabbit balls out into the grassy area just here. I'm going to bring him out, I'm going to send him to go and look for them. I'm going to get in a couple of little retrieves in between his little hunting exercises as well. So, got my 3 rabbit balls here. I'm just going to scatter them around this land here, trying to make it quite difficult for him because he's quite good at this and he's actually quite advanced. So ideally, if I can kind of have them hidden, it's going to be a much better outcome for him. I think that's going to be enough. So now I've collected him, we're going to get him to go and search for the rabbit balls here in this environment. So I'm going to send him off with his hunt whistle and get him searching around looking for it and whatnot. So I'm just going to come in a little bit closer, heel, bring him in a little bit closer, heel, obviously quite eager, and we're going to send him off looking. So off he goes. He's going to search for them all individually. I'm going to give him a little bit of guidance. Nice. Dead. Heel. Send him off again. Good lad. Dead. I told you he's pretty good at this, so it's not going to It's not going to be very hard for him. Side and come. Oh, this one's a bit more difficult. Yeah, good job. Dead. Light work, as you can see. That is something that I can advance though. I can make it harder if I want to, but like I said, this is just a nice little exercise to get your dogs working a little bit harder. Signing, come, sit. So Yaz is going to take Sid and just cover his eyes. I wasn't satisfied with that. I think he found it a little bit too easy. So we're going to make it a little bit harder for him and spread the rabbit balls really far out. So we're going to go down here. Now, a little bit of an interesting fact as well, guys. I don't know if you can see them on the camera. There's actually bluebells around here. It's actually illegal to trample on bluebells. So make sure you're vigilant of that if you're doing this out and about where you guys are. Don't be trampling on any bluebells because you can actually land yourself with a 5k fine. 5k, can you believe it? That's freaking mental. But I would understand because they are very, very pretty. So we're gonna pop another one. I actually forgot where they are. So we'll go just, oh, there's a bit of nettles there. Don't want him tingling. Bang it over there, that'll do. Chances are what's going to need to happen here is I'm probably going to need to hunt the ground with him. So as I'm obviously hunting him and sending him across, I'll push him with my body to kind of get him to search more of the ground. If your dog is obviously finding this a little bit too easy, like Squibbles here, you can lead the scent going off in one direction, but not actually place the rabbit ball down. So the dog's obviously going to get a whiff of it, run on over to try and locate where it is, but obviously it's not going to be there, but they've obviously followed the scent. So I'm really just going to take my time with this one. So maybe we might even end up time-lapsing this, who knows? But I'm just going to get him searching this ground, looking for these rabbit balls. I myself, other than the one that I've just clocked over there, don't actually remember where I placed these rabbit balls. So it is literally just me and him searching this ground and looking and trying to locate them. So I'm going to send him off hunting and see what we can do. So we'll send him off. Oh, there we go. Yeah, good dog. Dead. So we're really just covering this ground. Nice. Now that pesky third one, dead. Can you remember where it is? Because I can't. So because I'm an absolute Fruit Loop, I've actually forgot where the last rabbit ball is. And I've looked back at the footage and I genuinely cannot think for the life of me of where I put it. I think it's in this region here. So I'm just gonna hunt him here and hope for the best, basically, and see if I can try and find it. But again, the perks of having a dog that can hunt is if you do lose something, you can obviously get them to search for it. So I'm gonna get him searching here just to start off with. So you're just smashing through that ground. No? Oh. Hey. Dead. That took way longer than it should have. But we found them all eventually. Obviously, if you're gonna do this with your dog, make sure you remember where you put your balls. That's no pun intended. But yeah, like I say, if you do that, I mean, even that there where, you know, we spread those out quite a lot and it took him quite a while to actually locate them and find them. If you do this with your dog, you know, it's going to set them up perfectly for a lovely little fulfillment session. And as you can see, he's kind of pooped, so that's what we want. The objective here is, of course, bond building. We want to actually build a little bit of something with our dogs, working with them rather than against them. So you'll have seen throughout the entirety of me doing my little session there with Sid, you know, he was turning on a whistle, he was stopping on a whistle, he was following my hump whistle, he was searching the ground that I was directing him to. Perfect, that's what we want to be seeing from a hunting session with your dog. And because I've given him that, he is now like, come on Dad, what's next? So try cooperative hunting with your Spaniel and I can guarantee they're going to love it.